niceness kills polarity and why niceness isn't feminine. Sit down. I need to say something that might challenge what a lot of women were taught growing up. Niceness is not femininity. And more importantly, niceness kills polarity. Here's why. Niceness is a strategy. Femininity is a state. Niceness is something you do. Femininity is something you are. And when women confuse the two, they start performing instead of embodying. Let me explain this to you in a way that's actually going to click. Niceness is rooted in anticipation. You're scanning the room, reading moods, adjusting your tone, managing the room, managing emotions, and managing reactions. And when you're doing that, you're not present. You're monitoring. And that is not your feminine energy. That's literally you putting your nervous system on duty. On duty to filter yourself around what room you're in, how you're going to act, how you're going to perform. Femininity does not manage energy. It sets the tone by existing, by being present. And here's where the polarity dies. Polarity requires contrast, groundedness, and presence. But niceness flattens everything. Because when you're being nice, you're prioritizing approval over truth, harmony over honesty, and being like over being felt. And polarity cannot survive where a woman is constantly adjusting herself. I'm going to give you some examples because you guys love examples. So I always want to give you some examples because when I give you examples, the examples just make it click. Example 1, over-agreeing niceness. You nod along even when something feels off. You soften your truth so it lands easier. And you think it's not worth correcting. And that is niceness. When you're feminine, you don't rush to agree. You let silence do the work. You allow your difference to exist without defending it. Polarity lives in contrast, not in compliance. Example 2, emotional buffering. When you're in niceness mode, you preface everything with disclaimers. I don't want to sound rude. I might be wrong, but I hope this doesn't upset you. You're cushioning your truth so it doesn't shake anything. When you're in your feminine, you speak plainly, warm but direct. No emotional padding and no apology for existing. Think about it like this, rule of thumb. Soft delivery, firm center. How you deliver it is soft but is firm. And that is femininity. You don't have to get crazy. You don't have to do all this extra stuff. But she said it very to me. It's kind of like kill them with kindness. That's a perfect femininity example. Because you're kind, but you're firm. And you're not taking no shit. Example 3, over availability. This is what you do when you're in nice mode. You respond immediately, you endlessly accommodate, and you give access because you don't want to disappoint. When you're in your feminine, you move at your pace. You respond if it's aligned, or when you're aligned, or when you're regulated, or when you're grounded. You let people adjust to you. You don't adjust to them. They adjust to you. Niceness chases connection. Femininity attracts it. And here's the truth most women do not want to look at. Niceness is often fear wearing manners. I see it all the time in the comments. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being too much, and fear of being abandoned, fear of being rejected. But femininity does not shrink to be digestible. Femininity is self-anchored, self-led. Because at the end of the day, you're always going to be with yourself. Anyone can leave, but you're going to always have to sit and be with yourself. And this is why niceness kills attraction. Because attraction is not built on predictability. And this also applies to men, not just to women. That's why women usually go... The niceness syndrome applies to both genders, men and women. Stand for something. Speak up for yourself. Say no. That's attractive. just have a conversation, disagree with somebody, and let them sit this uncomfortable in the disagreeing. Remember, attraction is not built on predictability. It's built on presence. In a world, that's what we lack the most. Presence. We go out to eat, always on our phone. While at dinner, on our phone. There's no more presence. So even more now, that is more magnetic. When a woman's overly nice, she becomes easy to read. Easy to anticipate. Easy to deprioritize. Not because she lacks value, but because she's leaking her center. And let me say this gently but clearly. A woman who's deeply feminine does not rush to reassure people. And she doesn't also live on the reassurance of other people. She doesn't need constant reassurance. Why? Because she's self-anchored. She allows discomfort, she allows tension, and she allows others to meet her where she's at. And that's where polarity lives. If you're realizing that you're programmed and taught to be nice instead of embodied, you're not broken. I promise you, you're not broken. I feel like every woman goes to this stage and you have to detox out of it. You need a nice girl detox. Ooh, I just got an idea. But that's exactly what you need. You need a nice girl detox, baby. You were trained, and we need to retrain your nervous system so you can stay soft without erasing yourself and without becoming a shell of yourself. And that's exactly what I teach you how to do inside the Feminine Reset. Not becoming rude, not becoming cold, just becoming rooted. I want you to sit with this one, and I want you to put in the comments, where do you see yourself niceness showing up in your life, and how is sabotaging you? Where has you being nice gotten you used and abused and overlooked? Because I want to know. Comment down below. I hope this video helped. I hope it gave you clarity. I love you guys. Mwah. Remember, you're a goddess and you're a powerful goddess, but you have to believe it and then embody it, and then everything adjusts around that. I love you. Mwah. Bye.